To the BrokeMan's podcast. We ask that you like, comment, and subscribe if you are on YouTube so that we can continue to push our message out there and let people know that they are not alone and have these awkward and meaningful conversations that are needed. If you're on Spotify, please refer a friend, send it out. And on YouTube, the link below will take you to our store where you can purchase merchandise, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, crop tops, however you feel, to support the podcast and allow us to move forward and build more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you have any topics for a podcast or any subjects that you want to be talked about on the podcast, please send us a comment, email us, send us a message on our Instagram. Go follow us on every social media platform. And when we get that message about a topic you would like to bring up, if you like, we will also mention your name. And then we will have that important conversation. Thank you for listening. Good morning and welcome to the BrokeMan's podcast. Today I have with me a special guest, Harry Sidney. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Harry Sidney the third.
The third?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and what you do?
Grew up in the Carolinas. Fort Bragg, North Carolina, that's what they used to call it. Now the name's changed. Grew up in the South. Dad was a military man, trained to kill, not trained to be a father. Grew up in life, chased dreams, was an athlete. Like every guy went through the journeys, man. Took the ride, wind up playing professional football for a while, wind up coaching it, walked away from it and started a male mentoring program called My Brother's Keeper, which we do now. We've been doing it. As I look back, it's crazy, man. We've been doing it for 22 years. That's almost, was that a quarter of a century?
Now, when you say we, who do you mean?
My wife,
okay.
My partner. You know,
partner.
My partner, and because what we realize is I'm the big picture, she's the detail. So we work well together.
I love the way you describe that. Yeah,
because it's the cool thing is we're strong people, but we both know when it's time for each other to drive.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you don't know that, you're clashing about stuff that you don't need to clash about.
Dang, yeah. You're right about that. Yeah, that's important. That is important. What teams did you play for?
I played, total of 10 years, I played for the in the United States Football League, the original. The OG League. I played for Denver Gold for 2 years, and then I played for the Memphis Showboats, where I was very fortunate on this journey that I've been on in my life. I've very fortunate to be around a lot of different people, and that's Reggie White. You know, at Memphis, got to meet him, and you get to pay attention. And that was when I first started realizing, man, that somehow, some way, the man upstairs put me on this amazing journey. And on this journey, I get to watch at that point, and then I played in Memphis, and then I wound up playing in Canada, and then I wound up playing for the San Francisco 49ers, where I got to play with the Montanas, Lots, Greg Cox, guys that you don't even know that impacted, you know, as well as the superstars, the John Taylors and the Joe Montanas and the Jerry Rices, those guys. So I played there for 5 years, won a couple Super Bowls with those guys. Should have won some more, but that's another story. That's for another time.
I appreciate that. We're going to kick it off with a little bit of gratitude.
Do that.
And today I am grateful for you actually coming here and willing to take the time out your day and be here with us and to provide some parts of mentorship to us. I mean, the last time we met up, you taught us a lot. We walked away with about 4 pages of notes, and we are ready to apply them in life in general. So thank you for that.
All righty.
I am thankful for conversation, meaningful conversation, and I'm also thankful for my alarm clock for waking me up, making sure I'm on time for stuff. Oh, I got an alarm clock too, but I slept through that, and then you got me to be like, all right, I got to start going.
Yep. All right.
Okay, and since we've been thankful, I guess I'm thankful today for the journey.
Yes.
For the journey, we all started somewhere, and where we wind up and where we end up, we have something to do with it.
Yes.
We just have to make sure we go about it in a way that's being productive as a man.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with everything that you've seen and that you've been through and what we talked about last time. And I have a passion for talking about broken homes and the things that are placed in front of it to make it seem like it's a picture-perfect family, especially at social events and whatnot. And nobody honestly knows what's going on behind closed doors. And yet so many families are broken.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because sometimes families want so much that they don't concentrate on the things that they need to concentrate on when they need to. And they don't, and I say broken. My dad was a soldier. He didn't know how to, like I said, my dad taught me some incredible stuff, but in a messed up way. I could have learned differently, but he didn't know how to teach. He didn't know how to teach. You know, he was a military man. They taught him how to kill. They didn't teach him how to be a dad. So I grew up my mom was an incredible, like you talk about a strong African-American woman, but at the same time, she had all the traits of a strong African-American woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my dad was mentally tough military, but she knew how to break him down. She knew how to break him down, and in that process of when she broke him down, all of a sudden, as the oldest son and kids, we recognize things are different. So when you recognize things are different, it's hard to enjoy opening a present on a Christmas morning, knowing that by 4 or 5 o'clock it was on.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
It was on. Mom and Dad were something was going to happen because they were around each other too long, and Dad wanted to go do something with his boys. And Mom, after, like I said, incredible lady, and that's just part of life. She's an incredible lady, but when she drank, it got crazy. And so, but here's the crazy part about that in your journey. Me and my brothers often talk about it. I was very fortunate to play football at a time when it was about physicality.
Yes.
It was about blocking out pain, blocking out things. You got to go hit that guy, especially as a free agent when you can afford to get hurt. Because if you got hurt, just move over. And so, and it's amazing how it works. And you talk about the journey that the man put you through. But in those process of breaking up those times when Mom and Dad wanted to get physical and standing in the middle and knowing that you're going to get hit but can't blink. You can't blink because you're stopping your mom and dad from going at it. In your mind, you're pissed off because your dad preaches mentality and being mentally tough. But yet you let a lady that you love say the wrong thing and now it's on.
So what's really mentally tough?
Yeah. So growing up, I was lucky I had sports because that's where I threw my energy. I couldn't hit him. I could hit somebody else. And it was at a time when, football was football. And growing up in the South, even though there was prejudice, when you were good because you helped them win. So all those things go into, so when you talk about mentoring and all that things goes in to helping our boys and men get broken. But if you don't have some or reason to seek something different, you're not going to seek something different.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock on anybody. That's it. You got to want something to change things.
I agree with that. Would you say that your father didn't possess the knowledge to become aware of what was going on and what mentally tough really meant?
I just think my dad he grew up at a different time.
Yes.
And that's why I say, we in the modern world now read the books.
Yeah.
We hear the words and, okay, this is a clue, blah, blah, blah. But back in those days, there was no books to read.
No, it was not. How did that lead you on a path to creating My Brother's Keeper?
Because I wish I'd had somebody to talk to. Yeah. I wish that I had somebody. It's a weird thing. Once I opened My Brother's Keeper, I had different guys on a board. And one of the guys on my board said to me one day, he says, Harry, where you're at in life now, make sure that when people come to you, you always got to ask yourself, what's their motive? What's your motive? Why are you a good guy? Can you do something in the community? Blah, blah, blah. And in that process of doing that, when we opened my brother's keeper, because I'd been on the radio show and been around a lot, and what I hope was very consistent in what I said. When that started happening, all of a sudden, the brokenness starts to heal. It starts to heal on the journey.
On a journey. How did that, being inside that home and seeing that and seeing your mom, your father, and your mother constantly get into it, communication skills not built strong enough, how did that translate into your relationship life?
Well, the way it translated in my relationship life early in my first marriage, I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to say things because we constantly don't want to sweep things under the rug, but we wind up sweeping things under the rug. And not because bad or good, because all you do is realize I know that I have to, as a man, we have to learn how to talk.
We do. We have to learn how to talk.
We have to learn how to talk. But the problem is what we don't realize is, and this is what we develop in my brother's keeper, we have to realize there's a fine line when we talk between respect and fear. And so we have to make sure we know the skills to paint the picture so that whoever we're talking to can see it. And the frustrating part is we get mad because we try to get them to see it through our eyes and they're not looking through our eyes because they didn't walk through the way we walked. So we have to do a better job as men, and then that's what we do in my brother's keeper, as helping guys learn how to paint better pictures.
How to communicate, how to talk.
How to communicate, how to talk, how to not be scared to say something that you need to say. You just got to figure out how to say it the right way.
And I noticed one thing about men, I can say that when it comes to speaking to a woman, you have to learn. You do. You have to learn when it comes to communicating in general, because a lot of times we at first glance, it's like we don't want to hear a woman speaking sometimes when they're trying to talk to us and communicate. It's like we don't want to hear it, but that's something that has to be learned through effort and intentionality.
Well, a lot of times we don't want to hear it because we know what they're going to say and we wish they didn't say it because we know we could have done maybe a better job. Maybe we could have lived up to her, and not saying it's everything, it's that, but sometimes, like I have clients that don't understand why their ladies mad at them because they keep doing the same stupid. They don't understand. Yeah. And that's why part of our program, one of the things we talk about respect. And people think about respect in a lot of different ways, but what I realized over the years when you start a mentoring program, you have to be specific on what the message is. And for us, when we talk about integrity and then we talk about respect for the program means teaching people how to treat you. Everybody thinks that, it means, be good to God, all those things, but that's specific because you have to teach people how to treat you. It means you have to communicate better.
Yes.
You got it because of somebody saying something you don't like and you don't know how to say it. You give them permission to